ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming this evening. We're going to get started with our meeting, with our Fort Lincoln Civic Association monthly meeting. This is March the 21st, 2013. And now it's 6:35 p.m. We're going to pause for a minute of reflection. Amen. And we're going to have the roll call of the board members who are present. And then we're going to have the approval of the minutes of the last meeting, which was February the 21st, 2013. Have the treasurer report. I'm supposed to do it by the treasurer, but she's absent, so I'll do the report. The status report on the home tour is scheduled for May 11, 2013. And report by our ANC 5C04 Commissioner Manning. And then the panel discussion at 7:15, and which is conducted by Ann Wicker and Roy Pearson. And then we have the new business and announcement along with the crime report on the 15th. So I'm going to do the roll call on the members who are present. Lily Griffin from Cannon Village, present. Mary Honeyblue from Summit Village, present. Bernadette Wright from Pineview Court, she's absent due to an illness. Hopefully she'll be able to join us next meeting. Washington Overlook, which is still vacant, we don't have no nominees to represent that condo yet. We have Bernice Green from Wesley House Senior Apartment. Mildred Burgess from Fort Lincoln Apartment, Senior Dwelling.
Present.
Queen Brown from the Vicksburg Apartment.
Present.
Javin Peterson, Dakota Crossing.
Present.
Hannah Peters from Hillside 2 condominium. She's not present yet. I haven't heard from her today. And Zelia Diggs from Mapleview condo. She won't be joining us this evening due to personal matters. Lydell Smith from Gettysburg Apartment.
Here.
Lamar Barnes from the Villages at Dakota Crossing, and he resigned. He said due to some personal matters, so he didn't recommend anybody from his complex. So we'll keep hoping that somebody will come forward. Tallulah Yale from the Petersburg Apartment. Tallulah Yale. Oh, she's absent. Oh, yeah.
She might be late or something.
Oh, okay. So the next is approval of the minutes of the last meeting, which was February the 21st. I hope everybody got a copy of them and have read them already. See any corrections? So there's not approved as read.
On page 2,
I
there's
see one correction. My name is roll call. My name is
Oh, it wasn't included in the roll call.
no.
You were present.
and on page 2, there's the word Commissioner Manning's near the bottom.
Pardon me?
On page 2, near the bottom, it says Commissioner Manning's. That should be stricken out. That's just a typo.
What should it be?
The words Commissioner Manning near the bottom of the page should be stricken out because it's just a typo, just extra words.
Oh, okay. Okay, before you get to the next, before you get to the next paragraph.
Right,
That
before,
was-
right before the last paragraph.
Okay.
That's it. Anything else about the minutes? If not, they will stand approved as read along with the corrections that was done. Next is the treasurer report. As of February the 1st, 2013, we had $994.03 in the bank. And then we paid the state taxes, which were $525.03. And that left us, $468.98. And then we paid the Federation Civic Association for the membership of 2013, which was $40. That left us $428.98 in the bank at this time.
Which is different from what the report says.
Pardon me?
Which is different from what this says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I think it's an error.
Yeah. So it has to be straightened out between you and the treasurer.
Okay, like I was saying, from January the 31st to February the 1st, we had $994.03. Then we paid our taxes for DC, which was $525.05. And $525.05 from $994.03. Then it leaves $468.98. What's the case, son?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
It seems to be correct. That's right.
$994.03. And expenses? $525.05.
525. Oh.
That's
Right.
correct. 468.98.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Right, and the amount of $40, which the report come out from the bank is always a month late, so it's not even a bank report. So we paid the $40 to the Civic Association, the Federation and membership for this year. January was February 28th?
That was making sense.
February making it
Right.
26. You know, Wednesday, the last Wednesday.
Yeah.
But anyway, we
That's
paid,
27.
right. And that leaves, $428.98, $40 from $40 from $468.98, the $428.98.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the 525 was for taxes.
Yes. So that was just an error in the calculation. Okay, so we got that straightened out. So the next thing is the status report of the home tour scheduled for May 11th, 2013. Now, this is what the discussion comes. We have about 6 houses, people that have committed to participate in in the home tour, but we would like to have more. So we were gonna try to go on with the 6 that we have. It's our first one, and we're kind of feeling our way around about that. So I guess we're supposed to sit tonight, or we should go on with it, try.
There were 3 questions the board asked to be answered. I assume you're going to discuss the 3 questions and the answers that were given by Bernadette White to the 3 questions that were posed at the last meeting.
Oh, okay.
I assume that's what it could be.
And remember what those 3 questions, is it in the minutes?
I didn't bring one this morning. I mean, I didn't.
You remember what they were, Mr. Peterson?
Everybody has a copy of the memo that Bernadette White sent out with the answers to the 3 questions, and I drafted it for her.
Regarding the change price, change cost, that,
The time,
Yeah.
the date. The date was questioned.
I hand-delivered everybody a copy who doesn't have a computer, a copy of the memo. It's a 2-page memo, 3-page memo.
Okay, it says, at the February 21st, 2013 board meeting, the board requested that the Fort Lincoln Home Tour Committee update the board on 3 matters by March 21st. And the first matter was whether the number of houses on the home tour makes the Fort Lincoln Home Tour feasible. What you think? We have 6 commitments, so think that's feasible to try to go on with it?
I think 6 was the number that we said we needed, is that right? In order to,
Yeah, 6 is a good number, but we would like to have more just in case,
For
somebody
backup.
may buy out.
For backup.
Right, that's right. And the other thing was whether the current May 11 home tour date should be changed to July the 13th, 2013.
May, July.
Change. I think we changed to July. The time is
Yeah, because it's
going on.
we give them more time
And
to
we
think
have
about
to make
the
progress.
houses that they want to put them up.
So how many do we have for July?
For July,
Wait a minute, shouldn't there be a discussion first?
Pardon me?
Shouldn't there be a discussion before you take a vote?
Yeah.
I mean, the report that you asked for from Bernadette gives the reasons yes, reasons no. I assume you're going to discuss the pros and cons before you take a vote. Right now, for example, you have 6 houses, potentially 8. You have 1 for July 13th. If you change to July 13th, you may lose all the ones you have for May 11th.
Right.
I mean, you should at least discuss that before you just go ahead and vote.
Because some people have committed to May 11th, and some said they might, one have committed for May 11th, so they might not be available for July. So,
Well, from the way I read it is, if we don't have this May 11, we're gonna lose some of them before the June 13th.
yeah. That's
July
what she
13th.
said. That's what Ms. Griffith is saying. That the ones who committed for the 11th might back out for July 13th. Okay, so is there any other day in May that we can have this besides the 11th?
What's wrong with the 11th?
We're trying to get, she was saying that 6 is not enough and we wanted more. So maybe we push it ahead, we can get a couple more people to say that they want to come in and have their house toured? If not, I mean, you know, call it a rain day if you want.
I know from the code crossing, the date wasn't for us, wasn't the problem. It was just, we had one person that was willing to do it, and we didn't have anybody else that was, so I don't know if that necessarily moving the date from our perspective would generate any more interest. It may, but I know that we have one right now. I don't know that he's available on any other day, so we can go from, at least from us, from 1 to 0, and may not benefit by moving the date, because that wasn't the primary issue for our folks. The other couple things I noticed though in her memo, if it's okay, and if you don't mind if I continue, there's a lot of other personnel that's going to be needed to pull it off. They talked about putting on the reception, they talked about labor for selling tickets at the Costco. Do we have folks that are able or willing to sit outside of Costco and try to sell tickets at $20 a pop? Or I don't know how much the day plays into that, but I think it's probably worth discussing that as well.
Yeah, I think we should settle on the date and before we get down to the tickets, you know, because I think that like May the 11th, it seems to be a more feasible time, you know, because we do have people that have committed, like 6 people have maybe, you know, some is maybes and I mean possibilities, so maybe by that time they will come aboard. So we have to decide on what we're going on with before we decide on tickets, right? Yeah, I would think so. And then, you know, we have to set up tables, you know, around in the various areas for the ticket sale.
Did anyone say that they would be able to show their comment if we had it at a later date?
The memo answers that question. One person.
Okay. So they
Said May the 11th they couldn't do, but July 13th they could. So you have one person who says July 13th, you have 6
Versus
people
6.
who say May 11th.
No.
They weren't asked about July 13th. So I'm just saying it's a risk. You tell them now it's going to change July 13th, I'm out of town that weekend. You know, we just don't know whether we lose all the people, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in order to get one who says that they could do it on that date.
Yeah, and then I think the chairperson was saying that she think it would be feasible to go in because we're anticipating a big reception. I mean, at the end of the tour, we're anticipating to have like a picnic style reception where people will come. We have people that donate food, and so we thought that's the day we were kind of going on, and plus our the people that do the signs, make the signs up for us, and we have a contract with them, and it expires in May. So that's why we were kind of set for May 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna do our signs and all the other paperwork that would need to be done to carry on the tour. And that's a contract that we have with them. I mean, they gave us $1,000 in contract. They're gonna do that for us, so we're trying to utilize that before it expires. And the third thing, whether it appears the home tour would be profitable.
Question, since we are having a problem getting other people to do it, is there a board members that would be able to pitch it for to make at least 2 more homes to join the home tour?
What you saying?
I said, would there, a couple of board members or some of the board members, come forward to join the, people that we already have for May 11th in order to have 2 more people for the home tour?
Oh, yeah, like monitors, volunteers.
Volunteer there to the home tour?
Volunteer your homes or
So what was volunteer your
Yes.
Uh-huh.
To do the same thing.
Oh.
In order to keep this May date.
Yeah.
Because, see, we lose so much by not keeping this May date from so many people that are catering to us for this event
Right.
and for this organization.
That's true.
But,
We've already, just answer, we've already tried that. We asked, including board members who might be, what their homes might also be available, and the answer was 0.
Because, see, some of these people could be watching to see how this one would materialize before they would participate. You know, some people will sit back and look, but they won't come forward until after they see how that did, how the first one did.
Yeah, that's true.
So in other words, that's why I was suggesting that maybe if there were some board members that had, in other words, could pitch in and volunteer, just to keep this date and to show the people that we are together.
Okay.
Can the audience participate?
well,
Participate out here? Can-
she said they participated.
Or is this really the board discussion?
You're the chairperson.
Yeah, yeah, you can at this time. Because this is kind of a touchy subject. You know, we've been battling with this ever since last year, so we would like to get it. Yeah, you can speak.
I understand that you have a contract and you're trying to get the benefit of the contract, and that contract is within May.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, and I continue to say this, is that you have to put this information out there. It has to be visual where somebody can see it in all of your buildings or homes where you live. Because nobody knows about this up in Fort Lincoln.
Yeah, we're gonna have an announcement now. We also have an announcement in the Ward 5 Heartbeat.
But when is it coming out?
It'll be coming out, last of the month? Yeah, last of the month.
We'll have a massive publicity campaign in the weeks before May 11th. Beginning April 11th, there'll be signs all over Fort Lincoln. There'll be banners, there'll be flyers, there will be in every newspaper, every television station, every, about the Fort Lincoln home tour. Right now, we're just selecting people to volunteer their homes for the home tour. So there's no need to publicize that. We only get select people to put up their homes, the finest homes we think in each one of the housing clusters. When it comes time to the home tour itself, there will be massive publicity.
Okay, but there are different aspects of carrying this out.
Yeah.
You can advertise it, you can put it in the newspaper, but you need bodies, you need people to help you pull this off, is what I'm saying. You can advertise it. You need more lead in time to make you interested. If that's the case, let's put it in the newspaper about these civic meetings. So, you have to engage people is what I'm saying. I'm done.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right, you're right, I agree.
Yeah, we are, when we get it up and running, yeah, we are planning on putting signs, around in the yard where people have committed to show their homes. And then we have signs throughout the community. But that's our plan.
I want this to
She
be
wanted to-
successful, but it's doomed to fail if you don't build it up ahead of the game. Make people know that it's happening. I mean, I'm willing to bet you what will happen is that people say, I didn't know about it, they'll see the signs,
Yeah.
you know. Who are these people that are going to help you with this? Tickets, payment, and all of that. And where are these people coming from?
What the physical part of all this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because at this late in the game, I think we should know all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working to that.
And you know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, you know, I mean, it's,
Oh,
it's,
yeah,
it's,
we know.
it's a good idea,
We need
you know.
bodies, we volunteer, we need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But we were trying, you know, get them.
Major part out there.
Right, the homes and then, yeah, and then we get to the, you know. to
And
the
I
bodies,
get that, but
volunteer.
you could probably get more homes if people knew. If they knew.
Would you used to say we should do a door-to-door thing?
Each one of you represent a building, a home, or something, and I'm sure there are poster boards. My development, they have newsletters.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you have, you know, I don't know, I mean,
Yeah, when we were, chose the home, each cluster, you know, each person that lived in that cluster, they called people and, you know, and talked to them and, you know, asked them if they were, you know,
but
what the
listen,
hell.
you have, some people are just visual. They have to see it. They have to see it posted somewhere.
It's gonna be posted every, you know, with every opportunity place that we can post it, it will be posted. Plus, like Mr. Pearson say, there is a newsletter coming out, there is a, what you call the Ward 5, Ward B, and everybody will be telling everybody, I mean, the people that are here, we hope that you will be telling everybody that you know, and everybody that they know to go on and on and on about what's happening in Ward 5, so that we can do this with y'all's help. Everybody, you know, it takes a community to do something at everything we do. So we're asking for it.
I think that's what she's saying is, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a question, I guess, around the feasibility issue. How much does Fort Lincoln intend to net off of these tours? With the 6 houses, are they all gonna be on tour the same day for a certain amount of hours?
Mm-hmm,
In
yeah.
each house, and how much do you intend to accomplish with this? You know, what is your goal as far as finances? You know, I see the investment with this flyer, someone's contributed $1,000 to do that, you know, we're not even talking about the labor or whatever, but how much does Fort Lincoln intend to make off these tours? How much will the Civic Association net from these tours?
That's a good question.
Well,
It's in here.
It's in this memo.
There's a projection in the memo, and it says, taking into account that we sell tickets outside of Costco, we set up a table there and sell them for 8 days. The projection is that we sell 20 tickets a day for 8 days at $20 a ticket. It's approximately $3,200. If you then add on a projection of 1,000 tickets, I'm sorry, not 1,000 tickets, $1,000 will be made on the day of. I'm sorry, on the website, and then $2,000 made on the day of the tour. So what's that? 2,000 is 100 tickets sold on that day. You're looking at 60. The low end of the projection is 6,000. The high end is 11,000. So you know, even if you did just half that, you'd still be looking at probably around $3,000.
And Costco is in agreement with the stand being set up about this.
It may be on my computer, but I can't print
I'm sorry.
anything.
Are we in partnership with Costco? They will not have a problem in sitting.
From what I understand, there's a partnership in works. I don't know the specifics on whether or not they're going to let us set up like the Girl Scout, you know,
Yeah.
stand, which is kind of what, at least it seems like. It seems like that's reasonable, but I don't know for certain if that's been closed yet.
So we it's here. You wanna take this one?
See, of course, the problem is that these are details that the committee deals with. The home tour committee is dealing with that. And the board has a 3-page memorandum that goes down in great detail about each one of these aspects. So you're at a disadvantage in the audience. That's why it's a board meeting, not a general membership meeting, because they have a lot more documentation, and then the committee itself has even more information about its future plans.
That you need advanced communication and marketing in order for this to make it. It's all, we have it all.
We're gonna
here.
make it. I'm
It's here in this report.
yeah.
Yeah, if you want him to read it, he can read the whole thing, and then he'll ask you questions.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone.
But are they permitted to have the same one that we had?
This is a board meeting. Once you start recognizing the audience, which doesn't have the information you have, we could be here all night.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, Ms. Manning, short.
Yeah, I understand what they're saying, because it's a great concern, because you're putting the information out there and everybody needs to know so this can be successful. And that's the goal, to have, for everyone to know and to participate. Because what I hear is that you have part of it, but not all of it, and you're making an announcement. And you need all of it to make the announcement so everybody can participate, so tickets and everything can be sold. And I guess from what I hear, so that means no one has gone over to Costco to ask the general manager, can you set up a table? Which would probably be very easy, or yes or no. And I can't see them not, but I can't speak for Costco. But I think when you do things like that, that the home tour is so important because of what trying to make your goal and to make a higher goal. It's always now because you're making an announcement about it, so the ticket should have been available, all the dates, set dates and everything. So when that day come in May, you're set. You don't have to be rushed for anything. And like Ms. Jackie said, you all represent different cul-de-sacs and buildings. So that stuff should be out so everybody can participate to help get that out, so you can do other fundraisers to come along with that.
Okay.
So, if you're gonna put the information out there and everybody wants to participate and come to the meeting to get it out, that should go to continue having people come back to the meeting to help us. This was a success. But you gotta be fair to the audience as well when they're asking fair questions of they're asking how can we help. They're not asking questions to antagonize, to discourage you. These are valid questions that they're asking. That's how you have to look at it. We're all trying to reach one common goal, but these questions, don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go, Ms. Jack, don't go.
Yeah,
No, because it's just, it's a great idea. And everybody can make the idea successful if we have everything. And those are just good questions that they ask. And believe me, I don't think they're sitting here trying to discourage with that. They're asking valid questions because they too live on the property as well. So they want it to be successful, more people to come out. And that's what meetings are about, so we can meet meetings of the mind to come together. And that's how you have to look at it. And not every time somebody asks a question, get discouraged on the question. If you haven't thought about it, that's fine. But you have to look at everything that you don't have that they brought up and say, well, no, I don't have that. And I'm fine with that. But I'm just saying this is what I'm hearing.
Everything that you just said and everything that everybody wants to discuss, we got that. We as board members have that here with us. And these are things that we're going to do. We're just trying to let the community as a whole know what's going on and what we're planning on doing within the next few months.
But I understand that, but it gets to be a little frustrating for me. If this is board meeting, closed, well then, maybe you guys should conduct your meeting and then give me another time to come in. Because it seems as though I'm being shut down when I'm asking questions.
I don't think we'll shut you down.
I think that's a good point, though. Her point is a very good one.
I'm not saying we're listening.
I think that people are not, because this is the first year we've had a board as opposed to a general membership meeting. I think there's a lot of confusion about, we're just like the DC City Council, we're just like the ANC. We are the elected representatives for each one of the housing clusters is on the board. when the DC council meets, people in the audience don't start getting into an exchange between their elected representatives. These are the elected representatives of each one of the 13 housing clusters in Fort Lincoln. We decided last year that we would change from a general membership, where it's an open thing where everybody throws in their ideas, to having elected representatives for each one of the 13 housing clusters. This is the first year we've tried that. Maybe we should reject it, go back to the old general membership approach to doing things. But just like the DC council, there's someone up there representing, or should be, if they put up a candidate, to represent each one of the housing clusters. And so they're supposed to be having a discussion among themselves, having talked to people in their housing cluster about what their ideas are about a home tour. Do they support it? Don't they support it? What their ideas are and this kind of stuff. So people are confused about what we have here. We have a board that represents every housing cluster, and we don't have a general membership thing anymore. We can change back to that. That's where we've done it for 12 years before last year, where we changed our bylaws to have elected representatives to discuss among themselves the issues that they've already talked to their people back at their housing cluster and come to a consensus.
Yeah, we have a whole layout here, but we just don't have time to read it. But because it's almost time for our panel discussion. So we'll get this information out to all the housing clusters.
The question is, the problem that I never can think of her name, that she's having is, we as a board have what we're doing. They as a community don't know what's going on. But no one wants to listen to us as we tell them what's going on and what we're planning on doing. As Ms. Griffin said, we just don't have time to sit and discuss each itemized thing that we're going to do with the community. We're just going to get it out to you to say, this is what we'd like to do. Please listen to us and give us help when needed. And we're asking you to, we need your help, so give it to us, please.
Okay, Ms. Burgess, I hear you and I appreciate that. But at the same time, okay, I live in the Petersburg building. The Petersburg building representative isn't here tonight. So how am I supposed to communicate on what things that I have concerns about?
Okay.
That's all I'm asking. That's why I asked the question.
Your representative has everything that we have up here available to her. And if you ask her, she should give it to you. In fact, you should know everything that we talk about here from her.
Do y'all have a bulletin board that information can be put on?
There are bulletin boards. They post things in the building. They post them in the laundry room. They post them, in the lobby. I mean, there's places for literature to be posted. That's really not the issue. I was just wondering, just what was really, what was transpiring. And when I had a question, that's why I asked. But if this is the way the board is going to conduct it, if they don't want the people in the audience asking questions, I don't have any problem with that either.
We're not saying that. You can ask anything you would feel like to ask them. That's what we're here for, to answer your question.
That's not what you're
The
here
only
for.
thing I wanted to say, to you is, your representative, did they give you, she didn't give anybody an excuse as to why she was not here today. Am I right?
Right, I have no problem.
Okay, so in a way, that's your loss, but we're going to help you with that loss if you give us a chance to explain it. What's going on?
We try to get the information out to all the housing clusters, including the senior building. So I understand sometimes it's a problem that people don't, the managers don't want material on the bulletin board that be put up and taken down and put up and taken down.
Yeah.
So the residents don't see it. So is there any way that you can tell a better way to do it?
No, ma'am, I just have a quick question too. So what is the purpose? Mr. Peterson just said that that's not your purpose. What is the purpose for the board? And maybe you can explain that to me, then I probably wouldn't ask these questions.
The purpose of the board, I mean, we make, we make decisions and we send the information out into the community where they know what we are doing. And we also have minutes that we put out in the community. And everything that we do is in the minutes. And also we have the videotaping. I mean, you can go on our website and watch the video and see what's going on. And also what Yahoo we have in the community. People supposed to be communicating with people. So.
Ma'am, I think we've got 3 different questions that are going. One is, I think, directly related to the home tour, and as far as, and I think what Ms. Jackie was saying is it's an excellent idea, but in order to make it successful, we need manpower now to pull off on May 4th, or I'm sorry, May 11th. I think that's one separate discussion that's kind of going on. The other discussion is from what is it that, and this one was just asked, what is it that we are doing, what is our purpose? And then the last question is, what is the relationship interaction between the audience, if you will, and the board? And I think probably those latter two are probably easily answered in that, as Mr. Pearson was saying, we're representatives of our individual clusters, whether elected or appointed or volunteered, however we got here to represent our clusters and then come forward and make decisions on behalf of those clusters and then provide information based on whatever the issue is that comes out, whether it's a new business issue or an old business issue. If we're talking about bus stops or dog parks or whatever it is, and then try to come together as an organization and then go to the ANC or then go to whoever and try to have whatever it is for the best interest of Fort Lincoln put forward. How that relates to interaction between, at least from my perspective, how that relates from interaction between the board and the audience is there's a time, and I think we've used the new business time for the audience to bring forth their questions and ask, and at least in my short time since I've been here, that's the way that I've seen it. Today we happen to open it up in the middle of the meeting to sort of discuss the home tour. But I think just in general, it's, hey, here's an idea, here's the home tour, I'm using it as an example, this is what we're going to talk about, here are the issues that we have, and I think some of them coming from the floor were valid questions, and things that we probably should be thinking about and continuing about, but if we had those answers, we would tell them as we discussed amongst ourselves or at that point in the meeting where we say, hey, this is where we're going forward. This is how we'd like it to go, we need help, and this is how we intend to do it. I think that's a little different than the back and forth that we had. But I think there's definitely 3 different things that are being asked. One of them we can handle pretty quickly, being the home tour. The others 2 are probably a little bit more difficult easily in the purpose of the board and then how we interact. We may have to revisit, as Mr. Pearson was saying, maybe revisit how we interact, just so there's no strange expectations for folks that come here every single month and then feel like they're not allowed to speak. We may need to revisit that.
Yeah, and then too, with the home tour, we haven't gotten to that part of the home tour, because we just got people to say that they're going to participate in the tour. And so we're moving forward to the rest of the manpower and the ticket selling and all of that. I know the time is short, but you have to work hard when you have a little time to do a project. So that's what we're planning on doing. We're gonna continue to work with that home tour, and we'll let everybody know the progress we're making and the decision that we have decided to come to. So the next thing on the agenda is the report by our ANC 504 Commissioner Manning.
Good evening, everyone. That was quite an interesting conversation. How's everyone this evening? Back there. the officer from 5th District, want to give you a report on, well, last night at the ANC meeting, Sergeant Johnson gave us a report regarding the body that they found over in Fort Lincoln. That was, he was killed by one of his relatives, so that was not his body was placed here. So that was not a Fort Lincoln issue. That was a couple of months ago. So just so everybody knows that. And you should always have a PSA report here if you have your board meeting. So that way you'll have the information to take back.
Oh, it comes later. They supposed, I mean, it comes longer in when it comes to new business and announcement, and then the report of the police.
Oh, but the police department will be here.
He's not here.
And that's not here. No, I just asked. That's all I'm just saying.
He's not here.
Okay, yeah. So are there any questions for me? Because I know you all do school things differently as far as, because it's 2 commissions, and also just how you get your information out. And I kind of got a little taken aback by Miss Jackie leaving, because she's normally always at the meeting. And when you lose someone that volunteers a lot of their time to come out, and that's all of us, to get information about the community and how we, and she lives in the Overlook and there's no representation there really, so she's like that person there. That's kind of a challenge to pull that person back. I mean, as far as information and people coming, because meetings are hard to come to, especially when you work all day or whatever you have to do. That time just trying, and it's my hope that you just take in consideration of what she was talking about to really help. And how we just, this is like the last meeting we had some other questions as well. So I just think sometimes, however you govern your meeting, or what you decide to do, but to bring your community together, we gotta work a little smarter than what we're doing. Because Fort Lincoln is growing, and Commissioner King is outstanding with the things that he do, and me as a new commissioner over here, working together with that. I think we just need to, beside our differences, but we need to work better together. That's all I have. You have a question?
If, say for instance, I wanted the Metropolitan PD come to our resident council staff, resident council meeting, or with our manager meeting, who would I get in contact?
Lieutenant Hughes was here. Lieutenant Hughes was here, and she gave out her cards. Corrine Hughes, she gave out her information the first meeting day.
I just want to make sure which one I do.
You recall Lieutenant Hughes.
Okay, got you. That's why.
And the person that comes tonight to do your PSA report, you can ask them, and they'll follow through on that.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
Another officer too.
Yeah, there's Lieutenant Hughes. There's Lieutenant.
It was a sergeant. The sergeant gave the report last month.
Sergeant
Yes.
Johnson was a female. She had dark glasses.
Well, this is my vice president, or whatever she called. They never return a phone call. They never show up to the meetings. At least the taxpayers, a lot of seniors, they pay taxes.
You have the sergeant's phone email.
Yeah, she did. I called. They don't show.
I called 3 times.
They have no respect for seniors.
A message on the ask machine. The 3rd time I got an officer and I didn't take his name. And it should be someone did out here, but no one did. And I didn't take his name, so I don't.
We have a meeting every month. They've yet to show up.
You need to go to Salisbury. You need to send it to Salisbury.
Yeah, we need to
So
send
you
them
send
a
it. You have to send him an email to let him know that. Send that.
The chief of police was sitting right there the last time we complained.
Kathy will send you
And I'm
emails.
thankful.
Yeah, she answers her emails. All of them answer their emails. So when Sergeant,